Since starting this channel, I've taken a look at a number of different bank statements from real people, and I'm going to tell you right now that the number one thing that is stopping people from investing is not the cost of living crisis. Now, the reason I'm doing this video today is because I keep seeing a pattern that keeps reoccurring in my bank statement breakdown videos. And this pattern is all to do with subscriptions that we have completely forgotten about or we stopped using many months ago. So I'm going to show you what these subscriptions actually are, and then we're going to talk about what they are costing you in the long run, not just this month, but in the future as well. And to be honest, a lot of you are not going to like the numbers that you see. So what I'm going to do today is tell you exactly what these subscriptions are, and then I'm going to tell you what they are costing you, not just this month, but over a lifetime. The costs of these 5 subscriptions independently probably won't make you feel very uncomfortable, but when we total them up together and then we look at the missed opportunity in investments over a lifetime, that's when it really starts to open your eyes. And we're going to get into what these numbers look like exactly very shortly. So the first subscription here is streaming duplicates. Now, I'm not talking about cancelling Netflix, Disney and Prime, but the bigger question is, do we need all of them running at the exact same time? Duplicate subscriptions often cost people around £25 to £35 every month. When you get stuck into a series and it might take a while to get through it, you need to think about if you are actually going to use them other subscriptions simultaneously. So an idea might be to cancel other subscriptions and just rotate them, maybe month on month or quarter by quarter. And I know there are people out there who actually have multiple subscriptions running for the same streaming service. Now, to some people that might sound crazy, but to other people who don't really keep on top of their bank statement, it's very easily done. So just watching this video alone, I would expect you to go and check out that bank statement and make sure you're not one of them people. But going back to the original point, if you are to cancel some of these subscriptions on a month-to-month basis, you never know. These subscription platforms might actually offer you a free trial or give you a discount to continue. So it's definitely worth doing, even though it does require that little bit of work to save a little bit of money. And just as a little bonus to wrap this one up, it's also worth checking out your phone bill or your bank provider to see if they offer any of these streaming services as a free add-on to your package. Next up, we've got the gym membership. And some of you watching might be thinking, oh yeah, I kind of know what's coming here. The average gym membership cost in the UK is roughly around £30 to £70. And if you're not going, that's kind of a lot of money. If you're going to the gym actively every week, then that's brilliant. Keep up the good work. But for those people who signed up after Christmas, because of course, new year, new me, and they've not been since February or March, then this one's kind of aimed at you. And I know this one might be relatable to a lot of you guys because I see this all of the time in the bank statement breakdowns. So we're going to add that £30 to £70 to the total so far, which we're going to get to in a short minute. Moving on to the third subscription, and this is food delivery services. Now, this one isn't the biggest cost on a month-to-month basis. It usually comes in at around £10 to £15 per month for most people, but it does all add up. And it isn't just the actual delivery subscription service that is the problem here. It's also what it kind of subconsciously makes you do when it comes to ordering food. What do I mean by this? Well, a lot of people, when they pay for a subscription like this, they feel like they need to get their money's worth. So they start to order more and more food deliveries to make sure that the subscription is worthwhile. And trust me, them takeaway orders over the course of a month do soon, quickly start to mount up. Now, they're not good for your finances and they're probably not good for your health as well. The most common culprits here are the likes of Deliveroo, Uber and Just Eat, but we even see things like Virgin Wine subscriptions, and this is definitely one that most people forget about. Similar to the subscriptions that we talked about at the beginning, one thing that you can do is actually rotate through these if you have a certain favorite restaurant that is listed on one platform but not on another. You definitely don't need to be paying for all of these at the same time because it does add up, as we're going to see very soon. Now, on the back of that Forgotten Wine subscription, that ties in nicely to the next one on the list, which is the Forgotten App subscriptions. The data shows us that the average person is paying around £15 to £25 in Forgotten App subs, and it's the one that most people are usually most embarrassed about because they've completely forgotten about it. It's usually the more niche apps that we don't really use on a day-to-day basis. We're talking about the meditation apps, the fitness trackers that we've not used for months, and also things like photo editing. You probably upgraded these on a free trial, you completely forgot about them, and now they're still running for around $4.99 or maybe even $8.99 per month. Again, independently, these things are not the end of the world, but as we go through all of these different subscriptions, they really do start to mount up. But let's just forget the cost of that individual app for a minute here. The most annoying or frustrating part of this is when you realize that you've been paying $4.99 every single month for an app that you haven't opened for over 3 years. And last but not least, a real wealth killer in this list, and it is gambling. Now, you're probably thinking that gambling isn't actually a subscription, but in many situations, it can be. So many people set up direct debits for the weekly lottery. They may get involved in a syndicate at work, which you can't really get out of because you see these people every single day. And even gambling platforms like Sky Bet, they offer a service where if you bet a certain amount every single week or month, you start to get free bets, which encourages people to get involved in this subscription-like model. But the biggest problem with gambling when it comes to this video and comparing it to the other subscriptions in this list, is that this one is the most addictive by far, and it can mount up to amounts that the rest of them really can't. Food delivery, streaming services, all of these things, they're kind of capped to an extent, but gambling can get seriously out of control. Believe me, we have seen some horrible numbers in these bank statement breakdown videos on the channel. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of pounds wasted every single month when it comes to gambling. But it is now time to put these numbers together, and for the gambling section, we're just going to use an average spend amount of around £50. We're talking around £12.50 a week, which many people will deposit into their account to put on a accumulator on the football, to put on that syndicate for the lottery, whatever it may be. Now, when I reveal these numbers, I'm going to show you exactly what this is costing people in the long run. If you was to cancel a chunk of these unused subscriptions and you was going to start investing that money, I will show you exactly what that would be worth over a 10, a 20 and a 30-year time frame. If you've got any guesses on what these numbers might look like before we reveal them, feel free to drop them down below in the comments. So let's just tally up what we actually have available to be investing. So let's say, for example, we've got £30 on the subscription duplicates. Let's say we've got £50 on the gym membership that we haven't used in months and months. And then we've got just £10 on the food delivery subscriptions. On top of that, we've got £20 in the forgotten apps that we've not used for years and years. And then we've also got an average of £50, like we just mentioned, for the gambling. This totals up to around £160 per month. And I know this isn't going to be the exact same for everybody, but it is just serving a purpose to paint the picture here of what could be for you, your financial freedom, and potentially an early retirement. So if we was to invest this £160 into an index fund, let's just say the S&P 500, historically returns an average of 10% per year. Over 10 years, we're looking at around £32,000, which isn't bad. Over 20 years, we're getting into six-figure territory. We're looking at around 116k. And finally, over 30 years, we are clearing £330,000, which is not bad at all, considering this has all just come from tidying up your subscriptions. So at this point, I just urge you guys, if you haven't already done it, to take a look at your bank statement to see what money and what subscriptions is really necessary and if we need to have them all running at the same time. If you start investing this, your financial future could look very, very different. And on a side note, another huge wealth killer that I believe is a big problem in the UK is car finance, specifically PCP deals. I did a video recently talking all about this because the average car payment every month is around £350 to £400. And yeah, I do get it, it is nice to be driving that brand new car, but is it really worth it when you see what it is costing you truly in the long run? If you want to take your investment portfolio that one step further, feel free to check out that video. It is a huge step, but the numbers are staggering. And it will be somewhere on the screen right now for you to click and go and check out.